I'm not saying that Conor McGregor should be arrested right now. I'm not saying that. Because I know a lot of people are going to get it twisted. I'm not saying that he should be in jail. But what I'm saying is that I would like some consistency. And I feel like I'm coming on here constantly asking for consistency. And that's what we are never allowed to have. The only thing that they're consistent about is the fact that they don't give us any consistency. At least they're consistent. All the way from the judging in the UFC to situations like the judging of the power slap in Cabo to situations like this with Conor McGregor. And I'm not saying Dana White should be arrested. I'm not saying that Dana White should have lost his job. And I should mention, I'm not saying Dana White's wife should be arrested either. Could she be? Yeah, she shouldn't be. Or I'm not saying that she should be. That's the thing. I'm not declaring one or the other. And I'm not saying that Conor McGregor should be in jail. What I am asking, though, is if Conor McGregor's not locked up right now, why they lock up my guy Bill Cosby? If Conor McGregor's not in jail right now, why they lock up my guy R. Kelly? I mean, how does this work? Is it the body of work? Is it the age-old problem we're not able to separate ourselves from the work? Is that what it is? Because I know a lot of people are coming to the defense of Conor McGregor. A lot of the fanboys don't want to get off the train or the yacht, so to speak. And I know a lot of people got a lot in the bank with this fool. They think about the Lucky Flash knockout. They think about that one performance against Eddie Alvarez when he decided to stay home that night. But in the big picture of things, Conor McGregor's still a nobody. I know in the MMA world, he's a big deal, but nobody knows who that fool is. Ask your grandma. Go to the bank and ask some lady. Ask the server at Applebee's. Hey, you know who Tom Hanks is? Hey, you know Elvis Presley? You know Beyonce? You know Tom Cruise? You know Conor McGregor? Who? Is that like a Irish folk dancer? No, the notorious one. Oh, is he a rapper that died a long time? No, she don't know who he is. If we're talking about the body of work, I mean, excuse me, but I never seen Conor McGregor put out something like the remix to Ignition. This is very unfair right now what we're looking at. A lot of people are coming to his defense saying silly things. Well, why would the lady be barely coming out right now if it happened way back in July? Haven't you been seeing all those articles and videos about Anna Kendrick? About how when you're in an abusive relationship, sometimes it takes you like 6 years to come out of it because you're scared and you don't want to admit it to yourself and you don't know what's going to happen and you're terrified and you don't know how to deal with this, stuff like that. And all the videos keep showing up on my YouTube recommended and I keep clicking on it saying, don't show these to me anymore, it's annoying. But I also watch the video because I'm a big fan of Pitch Perfect, so I'm sending mixed signals to YouTube. It's not always that easy. There's a lot of things you got to come to grips with. And they're saying, wait a minute, supposedly they were friends, they were homies, they knew each other, they had mutual friends. This ain't the first time they met. They were homies in one form or another. Why didn't he teep her in the gut back then? This doesn't make any sense. That she would decide to do it over here when they're on some kind of a party, people are inebriated, people don't have good judgment, they don't remember things correctly. Maybe that fool was waiting until they were in international waters. He planned it. Plus, I found out that she was 42 years old. 42. Maybe she waited until the party to tell him how old she was. Maybe she was like, hey, happy birthday. How old are you again? He was like, 34. I'm 34. I don't know how to do an Irish accent. And then he asked her, hey, how old are you? He's like, hey, well, how old are you? You know, he's thinking she's going to say like 18 or something like that. She says 42. 42. Imagine if she barely laid this on him at the party. How fuming that guy will be. 42. You think Conor McGregor is going to let a 42-year-old lady on his yacht? Lucky Ariane Celeste wasn't there. 42-year-old lady, you think Conor McGregor gets down like that? Even if D. Devlin gets on the yacht, he forces her to identify as a 22-year-old. It's disgusting. 42 years old. Conor McGregor ain't having that. He teeped her in the gut. Gone. All of these excuses I'm hearing are foolishness. And maybe he's a little messed up in the head. You know what? That made me think about my video from yesterday. People talking papas on the Dana White Power Slap Contest. Saying that it's crazy. People are going to die. They're getting their brains messed up. It's inhumane. We shouldn't do it. And I'm like, wait a minute. Are you fight fans liking people getting kicked in the head, socked in the head, elbowed in the head, choked out, unconscious all the time? You can't take some fools lapping each other? Well, CTE. What about all the CTE? What about Conor McGregor CTE? Why does he keep doing stuff like this? He could go Phil Baroni weekend after weekend as long as nobody dies? That's okay? People need to be fair. People need to be consistent. You want to talk papas on the power slap, you need to acknowledge what's going on right now in Conor McGregor's dome. Is it the CTE? Did he get messed up? Was it the money that messed him up? People are saying he was never the same again after the Mayweather fight, after he got to the money. The money gave him CTE. Some people are saying that maybe it's the acting. He can't handle the acting. He's in there with Jake Gyllenhaal, his alternate reality, and then he comes out and he doesn't know where to draw the line. He still thinks he's acting. That fool thought he was roadhousing it on the yacht. Maybe he was playing out a scene or something like that. Maybe we watch the movie when it comes out and he teeps some lady off a boat. CTE, money, acting. We don't know what's going on with this fool, but we do know that he's running loose. And the names are adding up and 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 adding up, and the accusations are adding up and adding up and adding up. And that's the same thing that happened with Bill Cosby. You think they had DNA? You think they had cameras? You think they had recordings? They didn't have all this stuff with Bill Cosby, but they locked him up. Why? Because of the power in numbers. Hey, if there ain't power in numbers with Conor McGregor, then I don't know what is. They got my guy Heathcliff Huxtable in there eating mashed potatoes with no salt, watching public access television. And my guy Conor McGregor, I said my guy. And you got that fool Conor McGregor out there on the yacht, just running wild, doing the same thing. No questions asked. It's disgusting, frankly. And I'm not saying that he should be in jail. I'm not calling for that. I'm not trying to be like Ariel Helwani. And I know a lot of people are foaming at the mouth for that kind of stuff. Just like when it happened with the Dana White power slap in Cabo. Everyone was trying, all these MMA journalists out there, everybody just with the quickness. I don't know how they ever got back into the UFC events after that. With the quickness they turn on them. Everyone trying to be the next Ariel Helwani. All these journalists thought they were going to have their own little spin-off series and be the little Ariel Helwani's 2.5s. It just fell flat. Failed miserably. I'm not trying to come out like that. Say, send them to jail, cancel the show, get them off TBS. Hey, TBS, they knew what they were doing all along. TBS? TBS. Are you kidding me? It was a self-fulfilling prophecy. It was a self-fulfilling prophecy. TBS, the best slaps, homie. They knew what they were doing all along. They were playing the long game. Well, what people think? Turner Broadcasting Station? What is that even? That's boring. The best slaps, TBS, it makes sense. Everything fell into place. Right in front of our eyes. I'm not trying to come out and cancel people. I'm not saying lock them up. I'm not trying to be like Ariel Helwani and 10-7 fools and make myself feel better behind the keyboard. I'm not doing that. I don't need it. The keyboard has nothing to do with it. It's right here, me and you. There ain't nothing between us. I'm saying I need some consistency. Put Conor McGregor in or let R. Kelly out. If I'm going to be fair, he was charged with some things that are, much more serious and cross the line. So maybe that's not the best example. But if Cosby was still in, I would say let him out. I'm not trying to make you feel one way or the other, all right? Let me leave you with this. I'm not trying to force you to feel this way or that way, but I'm telling you and I'm encouraging you, just be consistent.